Hi, I'm Lenny, and in this video, I'm going to discuss Rocky II, which was released in 1979. It's rated PG and has the runtime of 1 hour and 59 minutes. Rocky II features the same talented cast that was in Rocky I. We have Sylvester Stallone, Talia Shire, Burt Young, Carl Weathers, and Burgess Meredith. Rocky II is written and directed by its star Sylvester Stallone, and Bill Conti is back to compose his amazing score. Rocky II begins within Rocky I, so we are currently within the final 2 rounds of the first battle between Apollo and Rocky. Apollo Creed wins by split decision. As the credits roll and begin on Rocky II, we see that both of our boxers are being taken to a hospital within Philadelphia because they have beat the hell out of each other and have sustained some serious hardcore injuries, and they are both going to the same hospital. This is where Rocky gets the news that if he continues to fight, if he continues to box, he is going to lose sight and go blind in his right eye. His right eye was severely damaged during that bout with Apollo, and they had to cut him. It's actually a good little bit of time before Rocky gets to leave. And during the time in the hospital, he has come to the conclusion that he is going to retire from the sport of boxing. After he gets out of the hospital, very shortly after he gets out of the hospital, Rocky and Adrian get married. Rocky has that amazing payday from the bout with Apollo Creed. So having money and now having the love of his life, Adrian, and then being married, he goes on a little bit of a cash spending spree. Rocky buys a new car, a Trans Am with some T-tops on it, buys him and Adrian some nice jackets. He gets a nice black jacket with a tiger on the back. He buys her a nice fur jacket. He buys a couple of gold watches, one for Adrian, one for himself, one for Polly. He's just buying watches and whatnot. And he buys them a new home. Meanwhile, while this is going on the other side of the country, because Apollo Creed is from Los Angeles, and of course Rocky Balboa is in Philadelphia, Apollo Creed is getting tons of hate mail, calling him a fraud, he should kill himself, hate mail saying that he's a disgrace to his race. If he's the champ, how the hell was this Rocky Balboa guy, this bum, able to last 15 minutes with him? So he very adamantly wants to fight one person, and that is Rocky Balboa. Now, Rocky is retired, so everyone keeps suggesting to him, let's move on from this guy. It's over. He's retired. It doesn't even matter. Fight somebody else. But Apollo is adamant it has to be the Italian Stallion. Meanwhile, back on the East Coast, back in Philadelphia, Rocky is doing his best to find ways to make a living, an honest living. Yes, he could go work for Mr. Gazzo, but he gave his spot to Polly. So Polly is now working for Mr. Gazzo and making a lot of money. Ironically, Rocky gets a job at the meatpacking factory that Paula used to work at. So they kind of like switch spots here in this film. Adrian is now pregnant, so congratulations to the Balboas. Unfortunately, even though Rocky is doing a great job at the manual labor, and he's great at manual labor, he gets laid off because of seniority. He doesn't have the office skills for office work. He would prefer office work because he doesn't want to do manual labor. His body is beat up and he's only 31, but it has a lot of miles on it. Unfortunately, though, he's unable to get an office job. Adrian, meanwhile, to make ends meet for them, gets her job back at the pet shop. This is not what Rocky wanted. He doesn't want them to go backwards. He doesn't want Adrian to have to work, especially while pregnant. But to make ends meet, everybody has to chip in. Rocky decides to go and ask Mickey for a job. First, Mickey is adamant that he doesn't want to do that. Rocky's adamant he needs the job and he needs to be around the sport of boxing. Apollo Creed, he has started a smear campaign. His goal is to embarrass Rocky Balboa, embarrass him and piss him off until Rocky agrees to a rematch. So that means attacking the man himself and attacking the character. That is what Apollo is going to do. He's got one thing on his mind, and that is destroy Balboa. So he does agree to a rematch with Apollo Creed against Adrian's wishes, and Mickey begins to train him. You can see that Rocky is not 100% in it. He's not focused. Him and Adrian aren't talking. She's super pissed that he is going to do this. She's afraid he is going to get killed. And he doesn't understand why she doesn't understand that this is a part of him. To add more complications to the situation, Adrian has pregnancy issues. The baby is starting to come early. The baby arrives a month early. And the baby is born successfully and healthy, but Adrian does slip into a coma. Now, this is all happening while Rocky is supposed to be preparing for his rematch with Apollo. On the other side of the country, Apollo is training harder than he's ever trained before. He is all in on this one. He's not going to be caught off guard. His goal is to destroy Balboa, destroy the man, and destroy the myth and the legend that he has become, and get his cred back. Rocky has canceled training for the fight. It doesn't even look like he's going to go through with the fight. Adrian's still in a coma. Rocky has not seen their baby boy, yes, it's a boy, in person yet. He is waiting till Adrian is healthy enough to see the baby, the boy, together with him. And it's a good many days that she is in this coma until she finally awakens. Awakened and healthy, Rocky and Adrian lay eyes on their baby boy for the first time. And this is where the little tyke gets the name Rocky Jr. Adrian has a heart-to-heart talk with Rocky, tells him there's one thing that she wants him to do, and that's win. Gets her blessing, and we have our second kick-ass training montage within the Rocky series. This time, not only is Rocky chasing chickens, chasing them down, not only is Rocky running through the city of Philadelphia and up the stairs, metaphorically speaking and physically speaking, he has the city of Philadelphia behind him, cheering him on in the streets, running with him in the streets, chanting, yelling his name, running with him up the stairs to the museum. The whole city is with Rocky. The whole city believes in Rocky Balboa. The fight is called Super Fight 2, and it's taking place on Thanksgiving Day. So this is basically a year or close to a year from the other fight. This time around, no antics from Apollo Creed upon entering the ring. No gimmicks, no costumes, nothing. He is dead serious. Apollo wants to embarrass him in front of his hometown, his home city. So it's taking place again at the Spectrum. Apollo says that this fight will not make it past the third round, that he is going to destroy Balboa, the man, within 3 rounds. And right within the first and second round, Balboa gets knocked down. Apollo is not dicking around. He is hardcore serious. Rocky, being the man that he is, though, refuses to lose, and the fight does go 15 rounds. Just like the last fight went, this is 15 rounds where these two warriors are beating the hell out of each other. Both Apollo and Rocky lay haymakers to each other at the same time. They both scramble to the floor. We got to count on both of them. Rocky Balboa gets up off the floor. Apollo cannot do so. He is knocked out. Rocky Balboa has knocked out the champion, the first to ever knock out the champion and the first person to ever beat the champion. Rocky Balboa is now the heavyweight champion of the world. Adrian is unable to be at the fight. She has been watching at home because she has a baby to take care of. With the cameras on him, Rocky addresses his wife, Adrian. Yo, Adrian, we did it. That is the end and the plot of Rocky 2. If I was to rate Rocky 2 on a scale of 1 to 10, I would give it a 7. It is a great movie. It is a great story. It is a great continuation of an amazing story and character, but it's not as strong as the part 1. We have now come to the interactive part of this video. If you think that this video is worthy of a thumbs up, please do so. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see other videos like it, all you have to do is hit the YouTube logo down in the corner and you'll get a notification anytime I upload a video to the channel. As always, I want to say thank you so much for watching. Thank you for allowing me the opportunity to talk about these things that I'm passionate about. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much. Please be safe, be careful, and I'll talk to you soon.